Hi, good day. How are you doing today? My name is Ayodeji Thomas, and we're back live with another Farmer Hub television episode. And we are going to be talking about another aspect of catfish farming today. It's going to be basically about it's also the value chain part of it, but it's going to be about exportation of catfish. And we have a very special guest with us who is going to be handling most of the topic for us. His name is Mayowa Durosinmi-Etti, and he's very experienced in the area of catfish and also exportation of catfish and every opportunity that can come with it. So before we start, remember to subscribe to us on YouTube and like the video. Also share with your friends so that we can all get into the conversation of making farming better for us in Nigeria, create a better environment, better opportunity in farming in Nigeria. And so let's get started with the show. Thank you. All right, we're back again. Like I told you, I have a special guest with us. I'm just going to get right into introducing him, showing up on screen, and also go ahead and let him introduce himself as well. Hi, Mayowa. How are you doing today?
Hi, Ayo. My name is Mayowa.
All right,
Um,
thank you very much. Can you just give us a little bit description about yourself? Just tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
okay. I'm a farmer. I'm majorly on a fish, a catfish, broiler production, and plantain farming. So as regards that, we're also into the production of a frozen chicken. That's we raise our fish, our chicken from day old to about 7 weeks old. Then we process and sell at our frozen food store.
Oh wow, that's good. You're into what they call integrated farming as well. So that means you have different
And
aspect of farming as well up your belt. That's really good. Um, Today we're going to be talking about exportation of catfish and the opportunities and how the process and everything to go about it. So you say you have your own? Do you have your own fish farm as well?
yes, I have my own fish farm.
So on your farm, basically, what are the what type of breed do you do? Is it just catfish or do you do something else?
We did catfish majorly.
So okay, so you deal basically with catfish.
Yes, catfish.
Oh, okay, so what you do is that do you just breed them, grow them all the way to the point where you now export them?
Yes, we have an hatchery, a fish hatchery. So we produce
Okay,
our fingerlings from our hatchery. Then
okay.
from the hatchery, we move to the grow out stage. So from the hatchery, we raise for 5 weeks in the hatchery. That's from
Hmm.
the uh, eggs, production of eggs and meats. We use it to
Okay.
produce our fingerlings and raise it for 5 weeks. Then from the hatchery, we move to the grow
Wow.
out section. So we raise for another 4 months in the grow out section. Then until then they are
Mm,
matured, we
okay.
process, smoke, the package, then send abroad to any of our customers.
So when you mean by package, do you how do you package them? You know what? Let's just assume I'm a lay person that doesn't know about anything exportation, and what are the processes that I have to go through to want to be able to export my fish. I have a farm right now that I grow out catfish, and I want to get into exportation of my fish. Do I export them live? Do I have to process them? Just give us like touch on the aspects that we have to go through.
Yes, for you to export, you don't export live fish. You export
Okay.
only processed fish, and it must be well dried.
Mm.
Well dried, as in the water is still removed 100%, so as to stay
Mhm.
long, so as to have a longer shelf life while transporting it.
Mhm.
So we don't do anything with live. We do it processed and well dried.
Okay. Okay, so before you now get to that point where you process them, and what are the other things that you need to be aware of? What are the things you need to, you know, that I need to make sure I take care of before it gets to the point where I have to dry them up, pack them up, then before we even get into the export part of it.
Okay, before we export, we must have a customer over there in overseas that requested for the fish. So
Okay.
depending on the country, like before COVID-19, I have a client in Australia that used to order.
Mm,
So you pay 5 days ahead. Then after paying, then we start smoking that same day. So it
mhm,
will take us 5 days to get it completely dried fish. So that's the best thing is just to process by order. So once you have a customer over there in overseas that want to buy from you, depending
mm,
on distance or how far. So you tell the person to give you some days process. Are you with me?
mm. Yeah, I'm
Yes, you
listening.
tell the person to give you some days to process. For example, now London before COVID-19 used to be 2 days, but now due to COVID-19 and any journey you want to embark on now at least must be minimum of 8 days.
Mm,
So if you get the customer now, you have to tell the customer to give you a minimum of 8 days to process these are orders.
mm,
And another thing now, exportation now has been COVID-19 has made it so difficult now, especially for fish and food of animal origin.
yeah.
In the UK now, as in the UK now, there's a serious embargo on it. You can't move anything fish or food of
Mm,
animal origin in the UK I'm talking to you now. So people that really send items over there usually people that are traveling.
mm.
Can't send it to people that are traveling from Nigeria. So just give it to them. Once it's no more than 20 kg,
Okay.
so they help you to deliver it to them. But aside that, you can't export on your own or through a logistic company and send to a UK.
Okay, so you have to go through a logistic company.
You have to go through a logistic company, but due to COVID-19 palaver, you can't really do anything. Can't really send fish of any or food of animal origin to the UK right now, but to other
Mhm,
countries it's accessible.
mhm. So if for instance I'm in Canada and I want you to process a certain amount for me, you'll be able to grow them out, dry them up, and
Yes,
package them down here.
yes, it's very Canada is very possible at the moment.
Okay. Mhm, mhm. So like how do you charge per kg for things like that? How is it per kg? Is it by pounds? Is it, what's the weight, the
So
the,
we
the charge
charge
on the weight of each?
okay, as for the fish, we charge 4,000 naira per kg of
Mhm.
well dried. But for the logistics, depends on the company they are using. Then
Mm,
most times the client are usually refer a company to us. And most of them already have a company they are using that help them to transport goods from Nigeria to wherever they are. So they just give us their contacts. Okay, go to so place at Ikeja, then meet this person, and from there, my ours is just to give the person the package and the
okay.
him or her handle the rest.
Mhm. So now, because our show is about trying to get people to understand, the whole process of farming better and getting people to get into farming the proper way. So, for instance, if I want to start a business into export of catfish, what are the things that I need to first consider?
First, you need to have a product. A product that's where is that you have a where to get you have a supplier that you can always
Okay.
get it from, or
Mm,
you have a fish farm your own. And
mm,
that's the first thing to do. Then the second thing is to get a buyer. Get a buyer
mm,
through social media or through word of mouth. I mean recommendation. So you get a
yeah.
product, you get a buyer. Then after getting a buyer, then the rest is just go to the business proper.
Okay. Okay. And what would be the minimum order that I can supply? Can I just say, okay, I want to supply someone 1 kg, 5 kg? Does it go by certain,
Well,
weight?
it depends. It depends. If you are selling to a retailer over there, at
Mm,
least they will buy in large quantity from you. But most people
yeah.
they will just want to buy and stock at home. So those people can buy at least 2 kg, 3 kg, 5 kg. But at least if you are selling to a retailer or a wholesaler, because there are also traders over there that buy in bulk
Mm.
and distribute to other fellow traders overseas. So those buy in bulk. So it's not really specific. Hello?
So what's the marketing what's the marketing strategy that someone would have to look into? Yeah, I understand that you said that you have to look for a buyer. How do I look for a buyer? Are they like processes that I have to go through? Is there any site or is there any, you know, information board that I need to contact that, okay, I'm going to be supplying this, you know, I need people that want to buy from me. Are there any processes that, that would help me in marketing myself for, to get into it?
The major thing is creating awareness, making adverts. So
Mhm.
the and the best place is to use social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, or any other available media platform. For
Mhm.
me, majorly I use Facebook.
Okay.
So I join some groups that I know that I have that they have one as people in Nigeria in diaspora. So join
Mm.
those groups and market daily. So we have some groups. I will not mention the name of the groups, but we have some groups that are some very active groups, so that at least you know that at least most of the people there are in diaspora. So you market your products there daily.
Okay.
So you
So
market your product
I
there. So once you get
you
the
marketing you on the pages.
yes. And
Okay.
while marketing, you have to use some selected keyword like exports to any country in the world.
Mm.
So because and most of the time it is the as also you are also searching for buyer. Most of the people are also searching for also searching for people that they can buy from.
Mhm.
So that's why you have to keep talking about your business. The social media is still the best, still the
And
proven platform. Yes,
so basically, the key word is that you have to keep advertising, you have to keep promoting yourself.
advertising and promoting yourself using some selected keyword like export.
Mm, mm,
Export, as in once you have to be using that word keyword so that people overseas can know that okay, this person can actually send to me. I export neatly processed catfish and I can deliver to you any part of the world, safe, sound, and without getting spoiled.
mhm. All right. So are there any specific standard that you have to make sure you make sure that your products are up to? Like for instance, for each country, America, Canada, UK, do you have specific standards for each country that you send to, or is it just a general, standard where your
Actually,
product has to be up to this certain standard?
actually is the same everywhere. The major thing is that
Mhm.
you have to make sure you smoke your fish neatly. Hello,
Yeah, I'm
you smoke
listening.
it neatly. You either use a charcoal oven or a gas oven to give
Mhm.
you a golden brown fish. Then after that, you make sure you dust it so as to remove dust and soot particles. Then you package well. Mostly we use before COVID-19 we use carton.
Mhm.
Use carton, but now you have to package it kind of way that the scrutiny is much at this time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because of the COVID
Because
19.
so you have to package it, brand it properly. Even in the carton, you have to use nylon. Put it in nylon. Put the fish individually in nylon and seal it. Then use a carton or a bag. Normally, I use paper bags. So the paper bag, I seal it. Uh, then take it to the cargo company. The cargo company also use their own bigger carton and seal
Mm.
properly.
Okay. And that's good. My other question will be, um, do you say you smoke them, right? So are there like specific tastes to using charcoal, gas, or drying them? Do they get the same flavor, the same taste? Is one better than the other?
They have different flavor. Like people that use the best this thing that will give you the best flavor as in is using firewood. But mostly people doesn't mostly people, many people doesn't know how to use firewood. They end
Mm,
up making a black fish, which is
okay.
not so acceptable abroad.
Mm,
But we in my farm we use firewood. But if you see our products, the one we do the firewood compare and see the one they use gas, you not really know until tell you. Another advantage of firewood is that it give you the best taste, flavor. Hello,
yeah, I'm listening.
it gives a superb taste. So,
Mm,
but now depends on how to use it.
mm,
So, I always advise a beginner to always go for either charcoal or gas. But for an expert like us now, we use firewood so as to
mm.
give that unique taste, that African taste.
So do you have like a special I believe what they call them clean, right? A special
Yes,
place you you put them into and you put the
eh,
firewood under. So do you have to like buy those, or do you have someone build it for you? How does that work?
it depends if you are using if you are using firewood, is you have to if you are using firewood, you have to
Yes.
take your time to smoke. Can't
Mm.
rush it because if you
It
rush it,
takes longer,
to
right?
get it not really takes longer, but it will give you a bad product.
Oh,
The end
okay.
product will be bad because it will give you a black fish. So
Mm.
we use 5 days, minimum 5 days to smoke,
Five
depending on
days.
the quantity. There's 5 days for charcoal. Sorry, for firewood, we use 5 days.
Mm.
But for charcoal, you can still smoke it within a day.
Mm,
But with firewood, you have to take your time. You don't have to rush the fire. If you rush the fire, it will get dark.
mm. That's from the smoke of the firewood, right? I believe.
Yes, from the smoke of the firewood. So we usually take our time when using firewood, except you have an express order and the client needed it maybe the second day or the third day.
Mm,
But if it is a large order, just tell him or her to calm down for us, at least to give us that 5 days to actually have time to smoke. So we use fire, we also use sun. So
mm,
at the end of the day, it will give you a golden brown. The same result with either using gas or charcoal.
mm. So the smoking method is very important as well.
Very, very important.
Mm. And from what you said now, so I believe you say the smoking method is important. You have to control the temperature. That's the
Temperature,
fire.
yes.
Yeah, you have to control that. The type of wood as well,
Yes.
or
We also
the
we
type
also
of fire, charcoal, gas, or Mm, mm. So, and you say the export requirement for most countries are basically the same. Do you have to like go through um a body back in Nigeria? Like I know for drugs and everything is NAVDAC. Do you have to go through anything like NAVDAC or anything like any other body like that that would have to monitor you before you're able to export and things like that?
basically before COVID-19, we don't usually have problem with exporting. So
Mm.
we just take it to the logistic company, they handle the rest for us. But now,
Yeah.
most of the private logistic company are not really want to accept fish at this time because of the embargo on
Mm.
fish, especially to UK. So even the one we sent to UK is to US the last time, you have to get a phytosanitary certificate
Mm.
from the from the uh, from FAN, that's a Federal Airport Authority in Nigeria,
Okay.
then also through NAFDAC.
Mm.
Before then, it's usually the company, the logistic company that will
I'll do all that.
take care of all that. Except for a larger exporter, largest big time
Mm.
exporter. But for majorly, most of us are into mini exporter. We just make sure you use a good logistic company. I will do doorstep delivery to the clients over there abroad.
Okay. Well, that's good. Wait. I'm just gonna go to the comments we have on here. There's Ezekiel Jimmy who wants to know about crayfish. I believe we're talking about catfish, not crayfish. But I'm still going to ask Mayowa because it's possible he knows something about it. Ezekiel wants to know how to do export of crayfish as he's not in Lagos. Do you have any idea of anything like that?
If you are not in Lagos, then you make sure you send your goods to Lagos because most of the logistic company are located in Lagos.
Mm.
So and whether catfish, crayfish, the process is still the same because they are in the
Still
same
needs to be
category.
dried up. It's still, to
So crayfish doesn't
package it
really have
very
to
well.
the packaging. Then it must be dried, must be well dried. At least it can stay 10 days
Mm.
without getting spoiled.
So do you have to add
And
like a special chemical or something apart from smoking and everything? Do you add any other thing to it to make sure
no,
that it
no,
stays fresh
no,
or dry?
we don't add any chemical because if we add any chemical, especially this time, once it gets over there, they will make sure they do every test. So we give it that's why we take our time when processing it. You don't add anything. Just use fire. Is how you use fire. Okay, you use fire and we use sunlight.
Hmm.
Aside that, you don't add any additive or anything. Because now
Okay.
it's very, very now exportation business now is very, very crucial at this time.
Yeah.
They will verify everything. Any single thing like this, they will trash it. They dictate anything. Like the one I sent to Germany a few weeks ago. Just one single fly, dead fly that they saw in fish worth 1.2 million naira. They trash everything.
Yeah, I know a lot about that. I've had
So
stuff that I brought in from Nigeria back to me here, and everything was trashed. And I was just staying and I was like, oh my god. But what are you going to do? They don't want it there, they don't want it there. There's really not much you can do. So
major thing is make sure everything you have to do, make sure it's natural. So you don't have to rush.
hmm,
Just take your time to use the natural, the either charcoal, gas, or the sunlight to make sure you dry it properly. Then you find out about you find out the uh, export rules in that country.
yeah,
Because not all countries are accepting food of animal origin now.
yes, that's true.
Not all countries are accepting. So you have to find out from their website, from the country website, whether they are accepting it or not. US is accepting. US is accepting. Then I also heard Dubai they are accepting, but UK for now is a no-go area.
Hmm,
And even most of the European country, the no-go area for now.
hmm. Wow. So that's some information for us that wants to get into things like that. You Mayowa is letting us, you know, int on some of this vital information before you think of getting into exploitation of catfish or any animal products, basically, right now. My other question is, um, do you sell back home as well, or you just basically export? Because okay, like for instance, now you're into export of catfish. COVID-19 is probably a problem that you need to find a way around it. What would you advise someone that is into an exporting catfish? How do you survive? Because you still need to you survive, right? You have the catfish in the pond that needs to be processed, that needs to be sold. How do you go about things like that?
Before COVID-19, I uh, is majorly on exports. I have just a customer that buy fish from me every 2 Wednesdays, and
Hmm.
she's very, very regular.
Just one customer.
Just one customer, and
Wow.
she's buying fish every 2 Wednesdays. Any quantity I
Hmm.
have, she will buy. For the last one she bought from me was around, I think, March, second week,
Hmm.
like third week in March, and even it was even the it was as it was even the okay, the last one was it was around that time. Around that time, she didn't even receive it. The plane
Hmm.
was grounded in South Africa. So since then, we have not really sent any goods abroad until 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. And most of the ones we've been sending, the orders we usually receive usually come from Europe. So, and Europe for us at now, most of the ones we've been sending are not allowed entry. It's either seize it or they reject it in Nigeria here.
Hmm.
So since then, I've tried to at least uh, look at the local markets. And I have a lot of fish in the pond. So I can't keep with. I've been waiting since March. I
You
know
can't just keep
very
feeding
soon
them. That's money
I just
going
keep
down.
feeding them.
Yeah.
So I try to come back to the local markets. I just opened the frozen food store. I sell chicken and fish, live fish and smoked processed fish.
Hmm.
there's market back home as well. But it's just that why people like export is that export they buy at a better price
At a
and they
better
don't owe
price, yeah.
and they don't owe
Mm, mm,
because it's highly competitive over there. But here in Nigeria, here, catfish is everywhere. So they don't buy from you. If your price is too high, they'll just move to your neighbor. And but in abroad, it's not really like that. Most of them, once they need a customer that will steady. So once they have a
mm,
customer and you give them a steady price, they'll keep buying from you. They don't just move because the exportation business, you have to understand it before you can do it.
mm,
Like my customer in Australia, he has been buying fish several times, but usually gets spoiled fish. But after getting me, you have to click because I send and she gets it intact. There's something not everybody really know how to do. That's why
mm,
once they get a customer that is reliable, they stick to it, they stick to the person. So they buy at a better price and they pay ahead, they pay upfront. They don't owe. Before my goods leave Nigeria, I've already collected my 100% payments.
mm.
But back here, no, all these market women, they just come and some even want to come and use juju for you. So that's why we
Mm,
prefer export. Before our team leave Nigeria, I've already collected our full payment. So every other risk, maybe they seize it or that's on the side of the buyer.
the buyer.
So that's why most of them usually have their logistic company that they use. I'm talking of the traders, people that
Yep.
buy in bulk. They have their logistic company that they use. They just tell the video to tell you, okay, go and give it to so person. Can be so person, someone that is reliable that will make sure I will do the perfect job for them.
Mm.
I understand it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Totally understand.
So most of them are so that's just the difference.
Wow, that's a world of information. Wow. So because of COVID, it's been really tough for every, aspect of every aspect in life, really. It's just something else. We can't even walk anywhere without a mask right now here as well. So it's really been something. So I'm just gonna go back to growing your grout. What sizes would do you normally let them get to before you decide to process them? And then how
Um,
big do are your fishes? How big do they become before you decide to
there's a common
process
term
them?
we use. There's a common term we use. We call it a lunch.
You call it
That's the
what?
size.
Sorry.
Me lunch.
Okay,
That's the term for the size that we use. So and the me lunch is always within 250 to 500 grams.
500 grams.
50 to 500 grams. That's me lunch.
Mm,
So, and that's the one that is really ideal for smoking. Not that
mm,
you can't smoke bigger fish, but at least it's what everybody can afford. That's the size most
mm,
people can afford. I usually go for like mine. I sell mine at 500 naira per one. I smoke 400 to 500 grams.
mm.
I smoke sizes between 400 to 500 grams, and I sell each one at 400 naira.
So what from that projection you just gave us, what's the profit on each one? What do you calculate as a profit? Sorry about the wait. Mayowa seems to be having a little bit of technical um, issue with his connection right now. We're just going to give it a few minutes and we'll get back to Mayowa. Yeah, we're still waiting on Maya to connect back. So basically, we've been talking about catfish exportation from Nigeria. So he's made us understand some certain information on what it entails. We need to make sure that the catfish, the method of smoking the fish is very important. The type of smoking we do, be it charcoal, firewood, um, gas, that's very important as well. The type of wood too is very important because that gives it more flavor. Um, we do make sure that it's well dry so that we don't get things like molds or any water or moisture coming out of it. Packaging and labeling is very important as well. And we need to have a proper documentation as well. That's very important as well. So that's some of the information we've been able to gather from Mayowa so far. And we need to have a good logistic company as well that it's going to be doing helping out with the exportation of our products out of Nigeria, which is very important. We want to make sure that they comply with the right regulation of each country that they are exporting to, or so that they don't have any issue when they get there at all. So that's very, very important as well. And from what we were talking before you went off, we were talking about what we are talking about before you went off. We were talking about the sizes that you usually process, which is about 500 grams. He says that's always a sweet spot for catfish. And profit wise, um, sales price is very important because that's what people would want to buy. So that's also very important as well. We're still waiting for him to come back online. We've still not been able to connect back. Hopefully, he will be able to. Just give him a few minutes and we'll get back on the show. Thank you. Hello, Mario. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you. The network just went off. Very sorry.
Yeah, we understand. we understand how it is. We're talking about the sizes of the fish that you grow out before you process them. You said about 500 grams, right?
500 grams, yes.
Okay. So and you were telling us about how much you sell one, say about 500 naira. Sorry,
400
I
naira.
almost say $500 there. I'll be like, okay. So for about 500 naira. And what would you calculate as a profit on that?
Well, I wouldn't know how to answer that because I farmed my fish myself.
Mm,
I mean, I produce my fish myself. So, but for I would like to give you this illustration
okay.
for someone that want to that doesn't produce his or her fish. I just
Mm,
want to buy the fish, fresh fish from a farmer
yeah.
and process and sell. Yeah, that size that I said may launch that took 350, 250, 350 to 500 grams. It's usually sold around 650 per kg, 650,
Okay.
700 per kg. Hello?
Yeah. I'm listening to you.
Six, that's 650 naira per kg.
Yeah.
So, and if you buy fish of, let's say three making a kg, three
Mm,
fish making a kg at 15 naira.
yeah.
So you smoke. If you are selling at 400 naira per one. That is 1,002.
Yeah.
You get it now?
Yes. Totally.
So the fresh fish now. Let's assume I'm buying fish from a farmer. So that size is for here right now is selling around 650 naira per kg. And the most size we usually encourage people to use is that 300 to 500 grams. That's at least three making a kg.
Yeah.
Four making a kg will be too small, but
Mm,
three making a kg is very okay.
very
If I'm
okay.
buying two making a kg, that is 500 grams each. I won't sell my fish less than 500 naira or 600 naira per one.
Mm,
If I'm going for a fish of 300 or 350 grams, I will be getting three fish per kg. So that size, I'll be selling it at 400 naira per one. So 400 per one, that's 400 times three, that's 1,002,
1, 2.
1,200 naira. And I bought the fish, sorry, the live fish at 650 naira. And let's say
Mm,
charcoal, okay, let's say charcoal. Yeah, if I'm using, if let's assume if I'm smoking 10 kg fish or 20 kg fish, I use firewood of, let's say just 1,000 naira, smoke it.
mm,
So, and 20 kg fish is about 650 by 20.
yeah.
So just 1,000 naira firewood is enough.
Enough.
Yes, it's enough to smoke it. So for the packaging, the bags we are using, the paper bags we are using is sold around 100 naira per one as the
Mm,
fancy paper bag. So, and
yeah.
we usually put 25 kg, 25 pieces of fish in it.
In it.
So before the bag, we usually package it in small nylon. That's we put two
Mm,
fish in one nylon. So the nylon, that one comes at the unit price of 5 naira per one. So if you do the calculation now for let's say for a kg of fish now, the highest amount you spend will be more than 100, will be up to 100 naira. So 100 naira plus 50, that's 750. So at least you still have enough gain.
So basically, you could actually make a good source of income from it from just doing it and selling it back home as well.
Yes, I
It's
don't.
just that
Yes,
you have more
yes,
competition to sell because there are more people
yes,
doing it, or
yes,
apart from
competition.
export. So, which would you advise? Which would you say it's better? Is it the export or the domestic sales?
Well, there's no one that is not better. There's no one that is not okay. Exports, fine. If you are doing this, one major thing is getting customers. Once you
Yeah.
have customers, even here back home or in abroad, the rest is just nothing. Major thing is
Mm.
getting customer. Even getting customer abroad is not easy. You have to
Yeah.
keep advertising. But one thing about abroad customer is that you just need to once you just get one or two customers, it's okay for you
Mm.
because they will be buying a larger quantity.
Larger quantity.
Yes. But yeah,
Oh.
if you are as a small business owner, if you are say you want to sell to all these market women, you won't really see much gain because those are the ones that buy in large quantity here. That's the middle. I mean the middle, the market
Yeah.
women or the malam.
The market woman. Yeah. Yeah.
So those are the ones that really buy in large quantity here. So what I usually advise people to do, if you want to make much profit back home, is to try to sell to end users, as people at homes or people in the office. So and for you to achieve that, you have to get more customers,
Mm.
many customers. Unlike abroad, I just need one or two customers. I will buy from you. So, regular.
You have to get more customers. You have to be competitive with those market women as well. Because if you're selling them more expensive than them, definitely nobody's going to buy from you, right?
Yes.
Hmm. Wow. Okay. Now that's really something. Thank you so much. It's a lot of information. One of the reasons why we created this show was to be able to get into every aspect of agriculture, even the value added, the value chain, the value added, like this, like exportation, which a lot of people would not think about. So do I have to have my own fish pond to get into exportation? Do I have to be able to
No, please
produce my
come.
own fish?
No, not necessary. Once major thing is once you can get because going into the fish production of fish is another thing entirely.
Hmm.
Then selling is another thing entirely. So if what you just want to do is to sell and make profits, and the best thing is to get a local farmer around you and buy from him or her, then process and sell. But going into the fish production is like going, I don't know how to put it. But if you have the fund and the time and the resources, you can go into it. I would advise anyone to go into it. But if you just need an instant business, I just want to go into the
Hmm.
buying and selling. There's no point in. I started mine with buying, buy from farmers, and before it took me some months before I set up my farm. So
Hmm.
it's not really necessary. Not really as long as you can get fish.
Hmm.
There's fish everywhere. As long as you can get fish,
There's fish everywhere.
yeah,
Hmm.
fish farmers are everywhere out there. But no, just that the only time you have problem with the scarcity period, like this time now, there's serious demand for fish. So most farmers really doesn't want to. Like me now, I still hold my fish because I like selling directly to end users or to overseas.
Hmm.
So this the malams that will come, they will just come with their bath and pack everything and give me to change. So I still keeping my fish for export. I know at least by next year for March, they will at least everything will settle a bit because there's serious demand for fish over there in abroad.
Oh yeah.
Serious demand. I have a lot of customers
Hmm.
are calling me every day for fish. Serious. And even it's not that people are not it's not that fish are not entering, but fish are entering through smuggling. So,
Hmm.
so there's serious demand for it. I know by January or next year at least, it seems to be like even yes, sir, even that there's still market back home.
Mm,
There's still market back home, serious market back home. But it's just that the competitive, if you are not so smart or though not you don't really know if you don't know much about the business, the market women or the this thing will just corner you. So you have to be extra smart or proactive while selling back home.
I say back home. And that's something. Well, I'm very happy that you've been able to, share your time with us. At least give us a little bit of knowledge of I believe we're still going to have to talk again when things get rolling proper, and maybe one of these days you might be able to show us one of your processing plants where we'll see how you do your process from you know from the pond to the end product itself. So I don't know if that's going to be possible, for us to just take us around, see how you do all your processing. We would love to just do that on another episode. So if that's okay with you, we won't mind.
That's okay, but it will have to be during the day.
Yeah, it has to be during the day, definitely. Hmm. So well, we'll figure out a timing between you and I. We'll be able to like figure out a timing and get that done. And hopefully, we'll be able to talk much better. And I also know you're into other stuff, which I know I would want to, talk to you about. Yeah, I hear you talk about poultry. What else did you talk about again that you were into?
Plantain,
Sorry?
plantain farming, plantain.
Plantain. Oh my, that definitely I would want to talk to you about that. Where exactly is your farm located, or your outlets and all that? Where are you located?
Uh, I will, we are at Ogun State. That's
Mhm.
Ofada town,
Okay.
Obafemi Owode,
Hmm.
Ogun State. And
And is it
our
possible?
office,
Because yeah, go on. Sorry.
our shop address, because I like told you, you have a frozen food store. Is that
Okay. Yeah, we
along
can. It
is
would be
that, is that
nice if we can get that, and we can type it on here so that we can, get it over to the viewers as well. I also have someone on here that says, can you mentor someone if interested? So like a consultant or something in exploitation. So, that's it to know it to me. So want to know if you could mentor someone.
yeah, I have a course on exportation, full stop exportation. That's
Okay.
this complete course. Is
Oh,
on my
okay.
e-learning
Is that
website.
online?
Yes, it's online. So I have an e-learning website.
Okay.
Set
Well,
pace
what's that? Let me type it on here. What's the name of the site?
uh farmerswetng.com.
So farmers with the S, right?
Yes, farmers wet. Then you put
Wet as in W E
ng.com.
T.
Wet. That's WEALTH.
Oh, sorry. Wealth. Okay. Okay. Farmers Wealth. Yeah. So I have that Farmers Wealth what?
ng.com.
Okay. .com. Oh, that's nice. So you have like a course on there. So we
Of
should,
course, you can go to the course section, click on course.
okay. Wow, that's nice. That's a lot of website. That's a lovely website. I mean, oh wow. Okay. So I'm gonna put that on here as well for anybody that wants to I want to get in touch with you. And I believe your contact is on there, right?
Yes, everything about us is there.
Okay. So there you have it, guys. I have Mayowa's website on there for you to browse. So it's farmerswealthng.com. It's, you know, you get a lot of information on there. And if you also want to get into exportation, you would give you the information on there. And the phone number you have on here, can I add this on here?
Yes, and add it.
Okay, and that's my OS contact as well. Yeah, so on screen now you have my OS contact as well. So you can give him a shout out or even add him on WhatsApp on there. Then you'll be able to get more information because I'm definitely going to be contacting him to get information on more stuff that we can do. Thank you so much, Mayo. I'm just going to ask you to give us your last word. What's would you want to tell you know a new farmer, someone that wants to get into exploitation, someone that wants to, that is really thinking about it? What advice would you give them?
The advice I would give is if anybody going into any business per se, be persistent with it. Business as it is now, especially with the current happenings in the world, not so easy. But at least you just have to keep doing it,
Oh yeah.
keep doing it. Then before you venture into another to any business at all, exportation or any business at all, at least you try to find out everything about the business. I wouldn't even mind telling you to at least go for a training so you don't get your fingers burnt.
Yeah. That's it's very important.
Very important to go
Information,
for
training, it's very important.
training. Yes. Because business is not it's very I can say I won't just say it's not easy, but it comes with a lot of challenges.
Oh
So
wow, it's I don't even believe it's easy because if it was, everybody will be doing it, right? Not
yes.
everybody can be a business person. It's not
So
easy at all.
especially in Nigeria, it's not so easy. But that's why for you to at least destiny is to get trained. Go for the
Mm.
training. Or
Do it
if you
right
don't
the
have the
first
time,
time.
you can do it right. If you don't have the time for the training, you can employ an experienced consultant.
Mm.
It's someone that will guide you. I have most of my clients in Lagos here, Nigeria here. They just come, okay, okay, coming to my farm every day or 2 times in a day. Come and train my people. That's their workers. By the time I spend a
Mm.
month or 2 months with them, at least they'll be on a good standing.
Yeah.
But even but it's not so wise for you to just have that money, then just throw it into business. The way you're rushing is the way you also rush back. So you have to take your time. You can't sacrifice your time for the training. Pay someone that is experienced come and set up the business for you.
Mm.
So at least you have
Then,
lesser mistakes.
wow, thank you
Lesser
so
mistakes than
much.
going
Yeah.
to it your
Mm. Very important. So yeah, that's very true. That's a real word for from the wise for someone that's gone through it as well. Thank you so much, Mayowa. Thank you for the information you've given us. Like I said, we're going to be having you back on here, preferably on your farm where we can see things. So it's going to be a different timing during the day when you're actually on the farm. So I will add you on WhatsApp as well, so that I'm able to stay in touch with you and contact you and everything, because I believe I also need your expertise in a lot of areas. So I'm very happy to meet you once again. I'm very grateful for you being on the show with us, and thank you so much. And we're gonna wrap it up on here today here. Thank you so much, guys, for viewing us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, and share it to your friends that want to get into agriculture. The whole reason for our show is to be able to give you that information. Like Mayowa said, we want to be able to, you to start up right. We don't want you to just get into it blindly without knowing what you're doing. So this is why we're bringing in people like Mayowa with, that wealth of experience and information that could help you, aid you into, doing the right thing, the right way. Uh, you know, and moreover, we need to change, agriculture in Nigeria. It's not just, any man's business. Everybody thinks they can be a farmer, but that's not how it is. We need to have good and proper farmers, well trained farmers, well trained, business minded farmers, in Nigeria. And this is the reason why we're doing this show. Thank you, and do have a lovely day.
Thank you, Ayo. Thank
Thank
you.
you.